Am I the only one that feels that Game Pass is like the welfare of the gaming industry? You don't need to pay $70 for Cyberpunk when they're selling it for $30 everywhere else. What's up, guys? Valley B here to assist you in making some smart video game consumer choices in the second half of 2025. Be aware that this video is not about buying the most expensive or inexpensive games or consoles. Rather, it is about making the best investments for the foreseeable future. Today we're going to talk about the best console services and or platforms to get in 2025, starting from the best to the worst. This includes the recent caveats such as the Nintendo Switch 2 release, tariffs causing price increases, most notably in the Xbox Series S and X, and the holy grail of games known as GTA 6 on the horizon. So if you dig this video, please like, share, and subscribe as I am on the road to 1,000 subs. Let's get this underway. I got a few topics, so use the timestamps as needed. Let's start with what I think is, in my opinion, the best overall console. Okay, let's say you're a traditional gamer that demands the quickest and easiest access to games. The best console to get right now is going to be the PS5, no question. The landscape has dramatically changed to a point where the Xbox have forfeited their exclusive games to Sony and Nintendo, with games such as Gears of Wars, with Halo coming around the corner. This makes PS5 the ultimate one-stop shop for AAA console gaming, including GTA 6, of course. In addition, you get a great back catalog of PS5 exclusive games that are frequently on sale, giving you access to all of its unique games. Therefore, if I had to make one decision on one console, it would be the PS5. But Val, what kind of PS5? Would you recommend the Pro? It depends. Do you care about how good your TV is? QD OLED, VRR, 120 Hz? If so, get the Pro. Please note that my most viewed videos are the ones where I'm discussing TV quality for gaming. So I say that to say how much I would love for you to experience current Gen 4K gaming on a quality TV or monitor. So if you want to know more, please refer to my old videos on that. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the PS5 is how the Portal may be one of the best console companions ever and is worth $200 if you're someone who wants to game all over your house, let alone any location with a good internet connection. As someone who is skeptical about the PlayStation Portal but curious enough to request it as a Christmas gift, I was very pleased with the access I had to all of my PS5 games, including the ability to directly stream to the PS Plus library with little to no compromise in the gameplay quality. Those hours you play during your lunch break matters, especially when you're trying to get through a game. So if that doesn't convince you, I have 4 words that might. GTA 6 on the go. Switch 2 is my second recommendation. I know there's some controversies that will have people like, should I get it or should I? Prices raising up. But in my mind, these are the 3 categories of people who will buy or who have already bought the Switch 2. Number 1, those who use it as a primary console and most likely value mobility and the play anywhere aspect. Number 2, those who want the Nintendo experience in addition to their main console of choice, be it PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. You know, perhaps you might need a little bit of a Mario Kart contrast to your 200-hour Elden Ring campaign, right? And lastly, this is the category I fall under, in which my device is simply better and faster than that old piece of junk that might actually lure me back to playing the backlog games I had for the Switch 1, Zelda Breath of the Wild included. If you're the first type of consumer, get the Nintendo Switch 2 and enjoy it. That's my only recommendation for you. Just make sure that you like the game before you spend $80 for a game key and an empty game case, right? So I respect that. However, if the Switch is your secondary choice, this means that you have a primary console that basically gives you better and cheaper accesses to AAA games. AKA, you don't need to pay $70 for Cyberpunk when they're selling it for $30 everywhere else. Just remember the value of the Switch 2 is playing Nintendo's first-party titles that you cannot find anywhere else. And then lastly, perhaps you have my current mindset, which is I just want a better hardware to play Switch games on. Truth is, you can't underestimate hardware because this is how the PC handheld market was birthed. I'm talking Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and the like. For example, had the Switch 2 come out any sooner, who knows how successful the Steam Deck would be. However, the Steam Deck rightfully capitalized on the demand for better specs for handheld gaming and leveraged its access to the long-standing Steam library. With that said, the Nintendo Switch is the originator of the hybrid TV to handheld device. Hot take coming, although the PC handheld brings value and quality to the table, that table does not extend outside the PC players with a great Steam library. In other words, someone who primarily plays the Nintendo Switch console has little to no interest in a Steam Deck, let alone a ROG Ally or the other competitors out there. Who knows? The newly Xbox Ally X could change that. Let me know if you want me to prioritize a video on the potential impact of the Xbox Ally X. I'm just going to call it that, Xbox Ally X. Speaking of the Xbox, my third recommendation is getting an Xbox. I know, everything's an Xbox these days. All joking aside, the real recommendation is getting Game Pass with either an Xbox, PC, or both. Because without that service, the Xbox as a brand or console is worthless. To be fair, even Microsoft would agree with me because all of their biggest investments are embedded in that service. It hurts me to put this quite frankly, right? Outside the value of Game Pass, Xbox is a price hiked console with no exclusive and a questionable future, as it is rumored that the continuation of Xbox as a division of Microsoft is contingent on the subscriber count of Game Pass. I admit the value of Game Pass is undeniable. Playing high quality AAA games day one for the price of a $20 subscription, including Claire Obscure's Expedition 23, is the most economical way to play video games. However, the most economical does not mean the best. For example, why do you think 3.3 million people purchased Expedition 33 in just little over a month, despite being free in quote unquote Game Pass? Furthermore, Xbox games, or should I say Game Pass games, are selling like hotcakes on other platforms, especially games like Forza and Indiana Jones. These positive sales of games tell me a story that people want to own their games and not lease them. Am I the only one that feels that Game Pass is like the welfare of the gaming industry? It's like subsidized games with limitations. In this financial climate, it's a great thing to have and take advantage of. However, I think people's preferences have spoken with the recent buying habits of Game Pass games outside of its service. Anyway, I'd say look at the Game Pass subscription, take a look at the games that you want to play and commit time to, and if it fits your needs, I say get it. And I think it's the most bang for your buck. But if you don't see games you like, you may want to think about just kind of going the traditional way and owning your games and buying exactly what you want to play. Overall, there's a lot of anticipated games coming out, and 2025 is the perfect time to get a console. I hope this video helped you understand the caveats of getting each of the main consoles. Let me know if you want me to dive into PC gaming and why that would interest people. To be honest, I know PC gaming is definitely a niche. As much as you don't like people saying that, like it is, you know. But I'd love to make a video if you want to explain what that looks like for people and what it looks like for people to want to invest in PC gaming overall. The same goes for the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally. Like those things are taken up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and have a great day, guys. See you in the next video.